You are listening to Realign Your Life Podcast, where I discuss with you strategies on how to realign your life and move towards the direction you always want to. I am Vivian, the host of this podcast, and every week I will bring value on how to improve and realign your life either through a guest or my thoughts. I can't wait to share what we have this week. It's time to realign your life. Well, welcome back to Realign Your Life Podcast. I am so excited and very, very honored to have you here with me today. This is Vivian, the host of the show. And as I always promise, that this is going to be a very exciting episode for you today. And it is all about realigning our lives. I have a special guest here today, and her name is Miss Bunmi Ajibade. And of course, Siri always calls her Bunmi Ajibade. So welcome, Bunmi.
Hello. Thank you so much, Vivian, for having me. You are doing a great job with this podcast, and I'm really honored to be here.
Well, we're honored, and I know this listening audience is going to be very honored, and they're going to be very excited. And so, listeners out there, I am telling you, if you're a note taker and you're sitting down, you get your pad and your pen out, because there are going to be some nuggets that are going to be shared with you today that you will not want to forget. And if you get excited about this podcast today, make sure that you share it with someone that you know that could possibly use this same information. Well, as we all know, that life is a journey, and it has lots of twists and turns, and many times we can get off the straight and narrow path. Well, today our guest is going to share with you how we can really stay focused and be able to have the life that we were designed to have, simply by doing a couple of little small adjustments that will keep us on the straight and narrow path. And it's kind of like a ship. A ship has to when it gets off course, it has to kind of navigate those sails to maybe stay on the straight and narrow path. Well, yes. Y'all don't want to hear no more about me. So from me, so I want to get on with Miss Bunmi here. I'm telling you what, this is a phenomenal lady. And I've known Bunmi for quite some time now. We work together in corporate America. But let me tell you about this lady. She hosts her own podcast, Create Your Own Economy. And if you have not signed up to follow her and to follow that podcast, once again, you're missing out on a whole lot, because she covers a lot of great things. So she is a CEO, and she is an executive trainer, and she is a coach, and her company is Carol Growth Resources, LLC. And you can go to her website and she'll tell you a lot more about that later in our discussion. So she is a person that helps organizations and also individuals. She helps you to create awareness, get more clarity. And I tell you what, from my own experience, you cannot find a better listener than Miss Ajibade. She is very accessible. She has over 20 plus years in the coaching and in corporate America. And in fact, that's where we met, in corporate America, where she was actually my trainer. And so with that, I am going to allow Bunmi to tell you a little bit more about herself. All right, Miss Bunmi.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Vivian. What an honor. I really, value you and value what God has given you to share with the world at this time. And actually, I have been a business coach for over 28 years, really helping individuals to conceptualize a business, ideate a business, launch the business, grow the business. And I do that from a place of empathy, from a place of love, really helping people to be aware of the strength and what is deposited in them, because at times we don't know. So helping them bring it out so that they can live their best lives, so that they can be successful both in life and in business. And I really enjoy working with people. I also am a senior trainer with Personality Insights. I train on DISC, DISC, really getting to know who God made us so that we can really live and operate within our strengths instead of looking at only what we don't have, but what do we have, and then how can I relate with other people all around me. So I'm happy to be here. Thank you, Vivian.
Well, I'm so excited, and I know my listening audience here is also. So you talked about really helping people to grow. So I know that personal growth is a process. So how can people embrace that? And what are some things that they can do to move toward that alignment in their life as far as personal growth goes?
When we talk about alignment or realigning a life, we have to go back to the beginning. We have to go back to the foundation, because when you want to align or you want to realign, if you are building on a faulty foundation, it will crumble. So the first thing that needs to be done is to go back and figure out why was I created? What it is that I'm supposed to be doing here. And I remember my late pastor, Pastor Gabriel, he will say, my God does not create junk. So which means that there's something that that you are supposed to do. There's a gift in you. So going back to the foundation and identifying what it is that you are created to do. I think that's the first thing before you can then start to build and add, making self development, because you can't develop something faulty.
Wow.
You cannot develop something faulty, right?
Yes. Well, that kind of reminds me of a biblical scripture that talks about building on a solid ground, or that builder, that you have to have that plan and know the purpose of that building before you can even start building a house. You have to know what that house is going to be. So you talked about purpose. So I work with women, a lot of women, and I know that one of the questions always comes up is, I'm not sure what my purpose is. I don't know what my purpose is. So how would you encourage a person, or how would you lead a person as to how to find what God has purposed them to be?
Thank you. As Christians, let's just take that, because as Christians, we read the word and then we gravitate to some words. Mm-hmm. And then we figure out that maybe that's my word. But how do you know it's your word? I think understanding what purpose is, because purpose does not change. Your purpose is timeless. It was there when you were born, day one, and you are 70 is the same purpose. Now, how then do you find what the purpose is? There are some questions that you need to ask yourself because thinking of what do you like to do? Where do you like to be? What are some things or what are the places you need to volunteer? What are those things that when it comes to your mind, you are like, oh my goodness, I can do this all day, all day. Who are the kinds of people that you need to be around? You know, at times, whether it's at work or at home or at church, you don't want to be around some people. But there are sometimes you are around maybe women and you just love to share, to be there, to support them, to make life easy for them. Look, it is a lot and we cannot give you all. And I know you do this a lot also, Vivian, really helping people identify what their purpose is. It takes hours, it takes days, it takes a lot of follow-up and a lot of going back to yourself. What people have told you about you, so many things. So if you are interested, Vivian is so good about that because without that, you can't move on. You cannot realign without understanding that purpose. So many questions, so many inner work to be done to get into that.
Well, I love the way that you explain that and how you're sharing that. Okay, y'all. Listen up, people. Listen up. This is good information. I mean, people pay great money to get this kind of information. So, Bunmi, I know that being focused on those things that kind of motivate you, sometimes we overlook that. Sometimes we kind of are not aware that, oh, I just really love doing this, but we don't relate that to purpose. So I like to think about mindfulness and being in the moment sometimes. So mindfulness and gratitude. So could you speak on that as far as someone that's walking that walk and still trying to find purpose or maybe in the process of realignment?
Just as you said, it is a journey. And at times when we are, not at times, when we are mindful, when we are insightful of what is going on in our lives, we begin to understand why we are here. There are times we have a vision of where I want to go to, but how does that vision align with who you are? So I will encourage you to have a journal. I will encourage you to have a note in your phone. Now, all the smartphones, there are, you can write a note there. Have something by your bedside where you can do some voice recording so that when things come to you, you can write them down. And when you are mindful of the little things, how you felt when you are in the midst of children, when you are volunteering, or when you are teaching a GED class, or whatever you are doing, and you are mindful of how it makes you feel, how you feel about it, write them down. And if also there are times we also find ourselves in some places and you are like, no, I don't want to do this. And I'll give you an example. I was a biology teacher in a high school for 12 years.
Wow.
So when we moved into the US about 26 years ago, I wanted to go back to teach school, but I remembered that I left while I was in Nigeria. I actually took early retirement because I didn't want to deal with small children. I love training. I knew I knew that I loved to train. But when I was teaching those kids, I loved them, but I didn't want to teach them. Then I found out that when I was teaching Sunday school, I was investing in the lives of women, helping them to grow, to build a business. I mean, I wouldn't even remember to eat. So talking about mindfulness, talking about being insightful, talking about really knowing what makes you happy, what gives you that well of joy in you is very important.
So what I hear you saying is that sounds like passion.
Yes.
Is that passion?
That is passion, because once you have identified what your purpose is, mine is to, through love and empathy, really help people to live their best lives, whether in business or any or in their lives in general. Then the next thing is my vision. So where do I see myself living my purpose? Is when I am teaching, when I'm in the midst of impacting knowledge and really helping people shine. And then that is where my passion is. So it's actually a process. You understand your purpose and you have a vision on how to bring that purpose to life. And you do that through your passion. And I know you can see that passion right now.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And I know you guys out there can feel it. and
that is it.
And that's beautiful, because you began, like we're saying, it's a journey, and you began identifying this purpose and the realignment of your life while you were in another occupation. So even though you were teaching, and teaching is part of your purpose, it wasn't necessarily in that arena. So even though those of you that are out there in the listening audience, you may be working a job right now, but this may not be the end for you. It may be just that opening. Is that what you were sharing with us?
Definitely. I teaching, training, I use them interchangeably. Teaching and training, that was it. But who do you teach? Who are the people? And when we met, the job, when corporate America, I was also training. And then that was where I then began to coach how to take my training to another level. And that is coaching. Because when I'm training, I'm giving information that will help you become a better person, that will help you have a better business. Now, when I was introduced to coaching, that is taking my teaching or my training to another level, where I'm not the one telling you, giving you information, but I'm able to bring out of you those things that God has deposited in you, because your life is your life. I can give you all the information till we are all blue in the face, but what do you do with it? That is where, as a coach, I'm able to help you to bring those things out of you so that you can live a better and a more fulfilled life. And I think when I was on that job, that was what I was doing. And we were doing that. We were training, we were coaching, and I was able to also take my coaching to another level.
So that is so beautiful. So if we have someone, and if there is someone out there that's listening that is a little bit hesitant about taking those steps on realigning their lives, is this where coaching could be an asset to that person?
I would tell everybody listening to us that one of the best things you can do for yourself is to invest in your mind, in your body, in your soul, and in your spirit. And that investment is so important. I want to know who you were created to be. Look, I took a class 3 times. I paid for a class 3 times. 2 of those times, I had to pay my hotel. I had to pay my flight to really have this person help me dig deep to find that purpose. We always think, oh, my purpose is my mission statement. It's more than that. So investment in your development is the first thing that you need to do.
I totally agree with you, because I found that same thing in my own life. You got to be willing to take the time and the financial part of that to be able to move to the next level of who you are. And I think it's in Proverbs where it says, your gifts will make room for you and put you before great people.
Before great people. Yes.
And so that's what it's all about, is sharing this. And I hear you saying that you had to keep reinvesting because you weren't getting it. You just weren't getting it.
This is the thing.
What was it?
Okay, this is the thing. You know, when you have a full-time job, you have your family, you go for a class, and if all of us will be honest, I raise my hand. I'm Bunmi Ajibade. I'm raising my hand. You go to a class, you think you got it, and then you got home, you say, I'm going to go through it, and life happens, and you don't. And by the time you go back, it's like, why did I write this note? What was I thinking about it that I wrote this? So I went back to the class. And then, I'm like, oh, I got it. At that point, I really got it. But I had to do the third one to say, okay, now I got it. How am I going to help somebody else get it? So that I'm not only, I got it now, but how do I help somebody so that they also will get it? That's why I went to that class 3 times. And also, when I became certified as a coach with the John Maxwell team, I tell you, my hotel, it was over $10,000. And then mentorship. I've been mentored by people. I pay yearly to be mentored by great people. So it's a constant investment in me. So let's just think about it this way. I don't know what food you love to eat. I love rice. I'm not supposed to eat rice. Don't tell my doctor. I love rice. I love to eat rice. I love to cook rice in different ways. So if I've eaten rice today and I'm satisfied, will I not eat tomorrow even if it's not rice? I will still have to eat tomorrow. I'm not saying what I have eaten today, the 1st of August, supposed to carry me till December. Right? Or the rice I cook today, I will eat it till the end of the year. I have to make myself available to different ways of doing things. How do we all are on Zoom right now. In our job in corporate America, we were using Zoom before everybody started using Zoom, right?
Yes.
So if somebody is still saying, oh, you have to travel to me, it's like, no, I don't want to travel. Can we just do Zoom? So we need to constantly invest. And I do that every time. I had an interview with somebody yesterday, a podcast interview with this young lady. she said that she had a lot of resources, free resources on YouTube, on Facebook, so she was imbibing a lot of free resources. But you know what that cost for her? She was overwhelmed. She's like, I have all these resources. What do I do with these resources? And that made her invest in a business coach. She said it was a lot of money, but that was what she needed. And now she has launched her business, and she's so happy that she made that investment. So investing in you, not only the way we look, how we look is good, it's important, right? People have to really love the way you look for them to know what is in you, but that is not the only thing. If you look good, but there's nothing inside, people will still be turned off. So I am a learning junkie. You know that.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yes. Well, I go back to an old saying from an elementary school teacher that used to say to our class a lot, an empty wagon makes a lot of noise.
Yes. Empty barrel. Yeah.
Makes a lot of noise. And so
yes.
I know that you have a wonderful podcast, Create Your Own Economy.
Yes.
And in creating your own economy, we all have something in us. So tell us more about how you came about and what motivated you to come up with that particular podcast.
For those of you in corporate America or having a job, great job. But there are times when, even with the job, we tell ourselves, oh my goodness, on Sunday, I don't want to go. Oh, tomorrow is Monday. I don't want to go to work. Or it's like, I want to fire my boss. Or I don't like my coworkers. I don't want to be here. I would rather be doing something else. I have been there. Or they gave me a 1% raise, and I told my boss, I said, please, I don't want that 1%. Please just take it off. I don't want it. So I have seen people that complain, and I'm like, when you just complain and complain, why not do something about it? Why not create your own economy? Why not create your own source of income? Why not create your own job where you will be in charge? You can work 12 hours, you can work 15 hours, and it's okay, and you can develop it. And then some people are like, but I don't know how to do it. That is where I come in. So on the podcast, we share tips, we share strategies. I bring in different people who are doing different things, who started maybe a side hustle with their full-time job, or they turned the side hustle to a full-time business. So helping them, giving them tips on how to take their idea to make it into a business, and how to launch the business, how to build the business, and how they can begin to pay themselves and just live the life they desire, so that they will do the things they love, not going to the job that they don't like. Because as children of God, and even if you don't identify with Christianity, because I'm a Christian, even if you don't identify with it, when you have a job and you are paid to do a job, but you are not putting it your 100% because you don't have a job, and at the end of the month, the boss pays you a salary, how do you feel when you get that money and you spend that money and you didn't work for that money? So in me, I feel that there's no real blessing in that money. So instead of me taking money when I didn't do all the job I'm supposed to do, why not let me live and create my own economy so that I can do what I love? It's okay for you to leave a job and do what you love. But what is not okay for you is to take a job and don't do what you are supposed to do, and then you take their money. That is not okay.
Mm-hmm. Because in some cases, people love what they're doing. And that's where you're supposed to be in that job.
That's it. Mm-hmm. Yes.
You're going to be rewarded for that.
Yes.
You will be rewarded for that also. But it is so many and so much opportunity out there. So, yes. Bunmi, I know you mentioned earlier about the DISC profile. And I know that in corporate America, there are all kind of personality platforms that people can take. But I do believe that DISC is one of the best platforms to find out who you are and how to work with other people. So can you tell and share with the audience a little bit more about that, because it can be done. I think you do like an abbreviated.
Yes. So, the reason why I love DISC, there are so many other ones. DISC actually does not see negativity. DISC sees that every one of us are made with strengths, but we also have where we need to try and make better, so we are not bad people. So with DISC, it helps you identify your purpose. It is a very good tool for you to identify your purpose. So we have an assessment where if you are in leadership, maybe you are the leader in the home, you are the man of the house, you are the woman of the house, you are the you are the boss in an office. You want to really look at how do you lead? Because DISC will have people that have dominant characters, and then influential people. Then we have then S, we have people that are steady, and then C, we have people that are cautious. So in an environment, you want to have all those people on your job, because if you're a dominant person and you really don't like people, you need somebody who will love people to soften your approach. Then you need a steady people that will say, the steady people will say, you know what, it's all of us. This is our office. This is our project. And then you need that C personality, the cautious, that will say, okay, we'll finish the project. Now, let's take a look to make sure that everything we have written here, we cross our T's, we dot our I's, they are all. So we need all those.
Yeah.
And I love helping people identify who they are, their strength, and really also know how they can adapt. So you are a high D.
Yes, absolutely.
I am a high I and high S. I can flip both because both are really very high. Yeah. So for me, you are right there as a D, and I'm, let's say I can help you to say, okay, or no, you have all this email and it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, right? I can help you and really put some life in it and, make it a little fun. So we can complement each other. So for me, if you are my boss, I can decide to visit your house, your D house, so that I can adapt me to you. I'm not going to live in your house, but I will visit so that the two of us can work together very well. So I think DISC is a great way to really identify who you are, and also to be able to build relationship with people that are not like you. especially in families.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. In family and especially on your jobs or, your circle in your circle of influence, because in your circle of influence, you want to have all of those, you are going to find all of those different personality types also, because we need all of those people. Like Heidi, I do have to have someone that is going to be an accountant, and that is a number person. So that is that C personality. I'm like, okay, now, I need you in my life because that's not anything I want to deal with.
Exactly.
So those of you that are listening out there, if you need more information on that and how to assess exactly where you are, or how do you deal with the people? Because we can be on the job and say, that person is plucking my last nerve.
All right. But you know what? Whenever we say that, that person is just living their lives.
Exactly.
They are living their lives. They are not there to make your life difficult. But if you understand their personality, they are just living their lives. And then you ask yourself, how can I relate with this person so that we can live well together?
Yes. So, thank you so much. And I am sure that those of you that are out there listening, that this is food. This is food. So, you want to chew on this. And I know you're going to want to re-listen to this particular episode. So, Bunmi, you are a relational coach, and you're also a business coach, and you are a life coach, all rolled up into one. And I know how you love business and how you love entrepreneurship. You do it all, and you do it all very well, and you do it all with grace. So I know that people listening are going to want to know how to get in touch with you. So can you share the various ways or the different platforms that we can reach out to you?
Yes. The first is my website. You can go to my website, clarolgr.com, and you can, I have a free discovery call. If you just want a session of free discovery call, if there's anything that you have heard today that you really want to talk to me about, go to my website and, click on that, and then you can come to me. Then, for my podcast, really helping people to create their own economy, there are sometimes people would say, I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know if I'm ready to even do any business and side hustle. We have a 10-point checklist that you can really go through and see where you are, whether it's yes or no. And then, you can reach out to me also to really help you navigate that, at the beginning. And also, we'll talk about DISC. Just reach out to me. Let me know if you really want to know a little bit about DISC. You can find more information on DISC on my website also.
Okay. Yeah. Now, tell them the name of that website once again, how to get to that website, because if they're like me, they're a little slow, so you might have to slow down.
Okay. It's Clarol GR. Clarol Growth Resources is CLAROLEGR. CLAROLEGR.com. That is the website. You can find information on DISC, on the podcast. If you want to talk to me, you can go ahead and send me a little note.
Great. And I do want, she didn't say this at all. She's been a little bit humble, but she is also available to be a speaker at your workshops or your retreats. She's done many, many retreats for me and our nonprofit, God's Kind of Woman. And I tell you what, the people come away just so excited and full of wonderful, wonderful information. And so, Bunmi, I know we need to wind this down, but I don't want to leave our audience without you sharing at least maybe 3 little things that you feel like would really impact their lives and help them on their journey to realignment.
Let's just bring everything together. If you didn't hear anything today, I want you to know, number 1, for you to realign your life, you need to go back to understand God's plan for your life. And that is your purpose, because that is who you are. And there's a difference between who you are and what you do. Your being, not doing, know who you are. Realign your life by knowing God's purpose. Then the second one is essential for you to cast a vision and work towards it. Because when God has given you something to do, you don't just sit down and wait for the right time. And I want to tell you that the right time is now. The right time to take action is now. Are you a perfectionist? Look, nothing is perfect. This side of heaven, nothing will be perfect. But do you have opportunity to grow and improve? Yes. So whatever it is that you want to do, whatever business God has given you in your mind, whatever thing, today, not tomorrow, this minute, make a commitment to start today. And then the third thing, invest in you. If somebody invites you today to a dinner and they said they need everybody to be in a particular attire, I know all of you watching me, you will go to Macy's, you go to Dillard's, you go to whatever store to go get them whatever it is, new shoes, new purse, so that you appear whatever. Even do your hair, right? Taking care of the outside. You need to invest in your mind. Invest in the services of a coach. Invest in the services of a mentor. I want you to move away from F-R-E-E. F-R-E-E, what it does, it overwhelms you. You need the services of a coach, a life coach, whatever coach. It can be a fitness coach, whatever coach. Make that investment. You will tell me, I don't have money. Yes, you do. You have money to do what is important to you. When you do those 3 things, you begin to realign your life. It is not only when we say it, it's when we actually take action. Action. A-C-T-I-O-N. Action.
Girl, I love it, love it, love it. And you know, if you, those of you that are listening, if you missed the episode on mindfulness and investing in yourself and self-care, coaching and mentoring, please make sure that you go back and you listen to those episodes, you need to do both. Go over to Create Your Own Economy and listen to what our star guest here is sharing with you today. Know your purpose, God's plan. Have a vision. Create a vision. Invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. Nobody else is going to do those things for you. And just as she shared with you, we all have money, and we tell money what to do. We tell our money what to do. So, Bunmi, I just appreciate you so much. I love you as a sister.
Thank you.
As a woman of God. And I just appreciate you sharing your heart.
And let me say this to your audience, all of you on this podcast, those of you that follow my friend Vivian, I pick up the phone, we mentor each other. Whenever we work with each other, that's it. You need to have people that you can follow.
Mm-hmm.
You don't follow everybody, but I will tell you, follow Vivian, because she will tell you God's word and also help you to grow and live your life on a daily basis in alignment, because that is what we all need.
Amen. Amen.
Yes.
So thank you so much for joining us today. And those of you that are listening out there, again, if you enjoyed this episode and you found this information very, very helpful for you, I would ask you to please, if there's someone out there that you know, just like you would share a good movie or a good book or a good restaurant, please share this episode with them. And again, thank you so much for joining us today. And I look forward to your comments and to your reviews. And I will see you next episode. And in the meantime, peace. I hope you enjoyed this episode. The best gift that you could give me is to share this podcast with family and friends. And don't forget to review it. That way, this podcast will grow organically. If you need to reach out to me, please check out my Facebook page, DM me there, or you can email me at godskow@gmail.com. We have upcoming Bible studies that we would love for you to join us in, or if there is a guest or someone that you would like to see me interview on this podcast, please let me know. We are here to work together to realign our lives. Until the next episode, take care, and I look forward to sharing more and more with you as we realign our lives. Peace until next week.